Have y'all ever been driving down the road and you thought to yourself, hey, what would happen if I just jumped out of the car right now as it's moving? Or like, what would happen if I just rammed into all these cars and just drove away like nothing happened? Y'all probably haven't had those thoughts. But today we're going to be taking a look at 10 criminals who were mostly kids in real life that were inspired by Grand Theft Auto. If you enjoyed the video, click thumbs up and subscribe. Number 10, Zachary Burgess, just kidding. 4 days after the release of Grand Theft Auto V on September 21st, 2013, a young man named Zachary Burgess was arrested in Baton Rouge, Louisiana for Grand Theft Auto, kidnapping, and 9 counts of hit and run. He confessed to these crimes because of reenacting the things that he had done in Grand Theft Auto V. He stole an unattended truck with a female passenger in the vehicle, drove around, and she even said on the news report that he didn't even acknowledge her. Look at her. He was just zoned out. There were 9 vehicles blocking his way as he tried to flee, and he rammed into these parked vehicles before escaping and getting away. And it should also be noted that Grand Theft Auto V never forces the player to kidnap any civilian, then intentionally ram into unattended vehicles, nor does it provide players any incentive to do so. I mean, sometimes I get so bored in Grand Theft Auto that I just drive around and obey all the traffic laws. Number 9, William and Josh Buckner, 2 stepbrothers between the ages of 14 and 16, back in June 2003, took to the highway with a shotgun and started opening fire upon vehicles. And, well, they ended up telling police that they were inspired and emulating Grand Theft Auto 3. Now, it's pretty crazy what happened here. While opening fire on this highway, they struck and killed a 45-year-old man who was a registered nurse who had recently just volunteered to work at a home for crazy kids, literally. And his cousin describes that they had been out in the mountains all day. They were headed back home, and next thing you know, her cousin had a big bullet hole in the side of his head. And before he passed away in the car, she reassured him that she would take care of his pets and all those kind of things. That's insane. And also, another woman who was 19 was struck as she was riding with her boyfriend. She was struck in the hip. She lived, but she faced a lot of issues after that, as she still has over 9 bullet fragments inside of her body. Now, as for these kids and what happened, I believe they were placed in a juvenile detention center, but as of now, I'm not sure if they're free or still in jail. Number 8, in 2008, June 2008 to be specific, right after Grand Theft Auto 4 released, a gang in New York was involved in a 2-hour crime spree involving robbery, brutality, attempted carjackings, muggings, break-ins, assault. They even knocked one dude's teeth out in Long Island, New York. This group involved a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 14-year-old, 17-year-old, and they were also joined by an 18 and 17-year-old who were just friends. The other guys were related, I believe. Now, these crimes were said to have been influenced by Grand Theft Auto 4, which released 2 months prior. However, some of these kids already had a history of drug use before this crime spree. They were also all under the influence of alcohol. Not that that justifies anything, but, well, that's that. Number 7, Dustin Lynch. Born in 1987, he is a criminal from Ohio who sparked tons of controversy over Grand Theft Auto 3 when he committed first-degree murder, killing Jolynn Minch on November 2nd, 2002. At the time of the crime, he was 15, but by the time his case went to trial and all that, he was 16. But he claimed, and his lawyer claimed, Jack Thompson, and we all know who that is. If not, just Google GTA Jack Thompson. But he claimed that he was obsessed with Grand Theft Auto 3, and he killed this lady for his own personal satisfaction, and that he just became obsessed with it all. Crazy to think that this dude is 33 now, somewhere around there, and he was actually sentenced to 20 years or life, so somewhere in between there. And what's crazy about that is with these kids, they can almost get away with that, because when they turn into adults, they change that and almost get a second chance. Number 6, Devin Moore. So in June 2003, 18-year-old Devin Moore killed 2 police officers and a dispatcher at a police station. He had been brought to the police station for questioning in regards to a stolen vehicle, where he grabbed the pistol off of one of the officers, took him out, and took out a second officer and a dispatcher before fleeing in a police car. He ended up being arrested a few hours later in Mississippi, and according to the Associated Press, he said, "Life is a video game. Everybody's got to die sometime." And once in custody, he quickly confessed that he was obsessed by Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And what's insane is in Vice City, there's a mission that almost mimics this and what he did to a T. Now, in 2005, he ended up being sentenced to death by lethal injection, but he is still alive in 2020. Number 5, Cody Posey. In July 2004, Cody Posey, born in 1989, killed his father, his stepmother, and his stepsister. After doing so, he took their bodies out of the house, loaded them into the bucket of a John Deere backhoe, and admitted that he attempted to bury them in a nearby plot of land, but the ground was too hard, so instead he buried them in a shallow grave in a manure pile. After that, he took his father's truck, went to the store, bought a Sprite, or a Sprunk, and, well, he went to his friend's house, and he stayed there until his arrest. And the bodies ended up being recovered. He was arrested. He was convicted of first-degree murder. And that's the story of Cody Posey, who was inspired by GTA 3 and Vice City. Number 4, Ryan Shiney. So he was 19 when he was arrested in 2008 for, well, attempted rape, grievous bodily harm, and he's from the UK. So he was sentenced to 8 years with a minimum of 4 recommended. He began his crimes in 2007 when he was 17, and he went on to say that the Grand Theft Auto series of games is what influenced his actions. Pretty crazy if you ask me. Number 3, Paul Watchino. So in 2008, there was an 18-year-old by the name of Paul Watchino who was arrested in Thailand for stabbing a 54-year-old taxi driver. He actually ended up killing him, and he confessed to stealing the taxi, taking out the driver after the driver fought back, understandably, right? You're going to fight back and defend your taxi. Anyways, the teenager said he was trying to copy a scene in Grand Theft Auto 4. This incident led to the game being banned in Thailand, and the teenager currently facing the death penalty. Number 2, an 8-year-old boy from Louisiana. So in August 2013, an 8-year-old boy intentionally shot and killed his 87-year-old grandmother. At the time, this 8-year-old boy was playing Grand Theft Auto 4 shortly before taking or carrying out these actions, and his grandmother was looking after the boy. They had a great relationship. They even shared the same bedroom. Now, the boy says that he accidentally shot her while playing with a .38 caliber firearm while she was watching TV, but authorities seem to believe it was intentional. And number 1, Elden G Samuel III. In March 2014, this 14-year-old boy killed his father and brother in cold blood in their home. I remember hearing about this when it happened. Samuel shot his father in the head and killed his brother with a shotgun and proceeded to stab and hack him with a machete. He called the police saying that he had carried out these actions, and when they arrived and entered the home, they saw Samuel still on the phone, covered in blood, and according to police after they arrested him, Samuel told them that he was inspired by Grand Theft Auto 5's Trevor Phillips, saying that he was kind of cool. A day after the incident, his psychiatrist stated that he had a past history of mental illness, abuse by his father, and would occasionally torture small animals. And he went on to say in court that he had been planning this for months because his father annoyed him, especially his little brother. So wow, yep, that's 10 criminals inspired by Grand Theft Auto. Who would have thought, right? Obviously, some of these people, most of them probably have underlying mental conditions because I've played Grand Theft Auto forever and I've never once had any kind of intrusive thoughts like this. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you enjoyed, turn on notifications, and give the video a thumbs up.